What's up everybody, it's Karl, aka Karl Drum Tech, and today let's talk about how you get more gigs as a player and as an instructor, and how you get chosen to be a session leader in your ensemble and get your peers to respect you. Alright, let's say you just started learning how to play drums and you're asked to play a double stroke roll. Now, if you just started learning how to play drums, playing a double stroke roll is not an easy thing to do. It's not something you're just gonna pick up right away and just go, yeah, like that's just not gonna happen, right? So what I suggest to my younger students is, play like a buzz roll. It's probably an easy thing to learn. Just make sure you get the strokes down, like the 16-note pulse, da 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 da. Okay, just get a bunch of strokes in each stroke. And just do that, right? So if you got da 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 da, and it's supposed to be do this. Okay, because remember there's 3 different ways to do a roll. There's single stroke roll, okay, there's the double stroke roll obviously, and then there's the buzz. Okay? I definitely think a buzz roll is very accessible even to beginners, so try that out. And if you're teaching, say the music calls for a double stroke roll, and you have a beginning student who can't exactly do that yet, my suggestion is have them do a buzz roll and use that as kind of like a stopgap measure until they can learn how to do double stroke rolls. All right, if you are new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's the red button down below that says subscribe. That way you get notified of all of these amazing marching band, marching arts related content at your doorstep, like literally telling you there's a new video, boom, okay, it notifies you, and you don't want to miss out. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed already, okay? Now, on to the topic of today. And today I want to talk about how you can literally get more gigs, get more teaching gigs, so you can get hired at, schools or whatever, or get private lessons, things like that. How you get chosen to be a session leader in your group and get those around you to respond to you and respect you, so you can get more done. Because, frankly, right, you're gonna get more done if people actually listen to what you say, listen to, consider what you have to offer, and, if you tell them to practice, they actually practice. Like, these are things that are extremely important, right, to get some things done. Now, really the secret, all right, is you just have to be nicer. And it's just really like there's nothing else to it, because there are situations where, for example, session leaders in a high school ensemble, a lot of times they don't know any better in terms of like how to lead. So, and they think that they have to be strict, they have to be mean, they have to be, condescending in order to get things done, right? It's like, you don't want to upset the section leader, right? You have to do things right, or else you're gonna make that person mad, right? And then that causes people to kind of like step up, right? But let me give you another perspective, right? Like, that was me. Like, that was totally me when I first started teaching. I was never a session leader, but I started teaching straight out of high school. And consider that, when I started teaching straight out of high school, my whole thing was like strict. Like, I didn't give those guys an inch. I literally like made them do push-ups for little infractions, little mistakes. Like, they miss the sticks out, oh, push-ups right away. Like, 10, there's no question about it, right? Or they run a lap or something like that. They play dirty, same thing, run a lap, whatever, right? And this was like every practice, every rehearsal, and I was always dark. I always had a scowl on my face. I always, kind of like, I never complimented these individuals. I just, always gave them negative feedback, things that they're doing wrong, things that they could be doing better. And it was always like never a friendly vibe or an open vibe about me, right? And the cool thing is, I guess if there's a cool thing about it, is that, sure, they executed at a high level. Frankly, because they didn't want to be yelled at, they didn't want to be, talked down on, they didn't want to like hear any kind of negative feedback from me, so they had to step up in order to not get that from me, right? So of course they executed at a high level. It was actually, they ended up winning like a championship that season, and then my head was just like, oh my gosh, can you believe this? Like, if I do this, if I'm this strict, if I'm this negative and we win, like, that's the way to go. Like, I gotta do that all the time. Like, can I even be more stricter? Can I even be more negative? Can I even just like get down on them even more, right? And then what happened? Guess what happened? The next season, when I figured, okay, cool, like, it's gonna be great, like, I'm gonna step it up in terms of, how hard I am, like how strict I'm gonna be, and then just imagining, like, even more championships and all that stuff, nobody wanted to come back. Seriously, that's what literally happened. Nobody wanted to come back, except for maybe 3 or 4 people out of like a 25, 30 person ensemble. Maybe 5 people wanted to come back. And quite frankly, that was a shock to the system. Like, what? Like, we're good. We just won a championship. How could you not want to come back? And this is something that I struggled to understand at the time, because I didn't really get it. Like, why wouldn't you want to be part of a winning organization? Why wouldn't you want to be part of a winning group? We just won. Why don't you want to keep that going, right? Or like, you know, my philosophy was always like, winning is fun. So did you guys not have fun winning, right? But obviously they didn't have fun. They didn't have enough fun because it was too negative. It was too strict, and you know, I wasn't nice, right? I just wasn't a nice person to them. I mean, like literally there are individuals, even to this day, you know, maybe 1 or 2 individuals, maybe I've made peace with a few of them. The people, those students who were in my life, because like I said, I taught straight out of high school, so these kids were, you know, close to my age, right? Maybe 1 or 2, 3 years younger than me, something like that, right? There are still individuals from that ensemble who refuse to talk to me. Like, if I see them down the street and like we cross paths, I say hi, they will not even acknowledge me. They literally hate me that much. And I'm not saying I blame them. Obviously there is some regret, right? In that I conducted myself in such a way that people hate me to this day, or they don't respect me, right? And that's something that was a life lesson for me, right? Which is, at the end of the day, like, this is a people business, right? Even just being in a drum line, like, you work with people, you drum with people, you create friendships, you create these bonds. Even on a position of power, if you're a session leader or an instructor, you still have to relate to people and like not be jerks to them. Literally, like, you can't be a jerk to everybody, okay? Because that at the end of the day, yes, you will get results because they're afraid of punishment, right? But what if I told you there's a better way? There's an easier way. There's a way of just being nice to people, respecting people, getting to people on a personal level, or just on like the same level, right? I've done videos where I said that, you know, nobody's above anybody else, right? Like, we're all equal, we're all human beings. So in that way, like, you know, I'm not too hard on myself because I didn't know any better. I thought that was the only way. And through my experience, I learned that there are other ways, there are better ways, right? I learned through a corporate environment that if you are not a nice person, if you don't treat people with respect, if you don't sometimes go over a little bit over the top and kind of kiss people's butt here and there, which is, you know, not the greatest thing in the world, but, you know, you kind of do. You kind of have to do that kind of thing. That's how you get hired for jobs. That's how you get asked to do business. That's how you get clients. Nobody wants to have, like, in a business sense, right? If you have a client, nobody wants to hire you if you're a jerk. Maybe, yes, you get results. Yes, maybe you can, like, you know, get things done. But at the end of the day, people would rather get those same results and work with somebody who is much easier to work with, who is a pleasure to be around. Does that make sense, right? Like, if you had a choice between a mean jerk, right, to do, like, I don't know, landscape your lawn, right? And then you have another guy who's gonna do the same exact job, do just as well, but is so much nicer, is friendly, says hi to you, says good morning, maybe even brings you a donut like in the morning, something like that, right? I don't know, right? Like, there's this person, very nice, very kind, you know, very friendly, and then here's another person who's like, yeah, all right, whatever, like, they're just like a jerk, right? Like, you don't want to work with that person. That only makes sense, okay? So I want you to think of it like, if you are in a position of power, okay? So if you are a section leader listening to this right now, negativity is not the only way. And I challenge you to find other ways to reach your peers, to inspire them, to get results done without talking down to them, without verbally punishing them, okay, to get stuff done. You hear what I'm saying? And I know I'm not just saying this and not giving you any suggestions. Here's the suggestion, right? If they do something well, compliment them. Say, dude, that was a great job. Right, nice. Okay, you can do this a little better and this a little bit better, but yo, let's try it again. Okay, and then they do it. Maybe they do it even a little bit better than that. It's like, yeah, man, that was dope. Like, positive encouragement matters. Okay, positive encouragement is important, and I don't want you to sit here and think like, you know, are they some kind of dancing monkey? No. Don't think like that. You got to think like, if you want to get anywhere in this world, not just in the marching arts, if you want to make it in this world, okay, if you are going to go into some kind of work environment, job environment, corporate, business environment, like, you have to be a nice person, okay? Whether that's relationships, right? You're trying to get a girlfriend or boyfriend, you're trying to, create something with your existing family members and like get closer to them. You have to be a nicer person. You have to be a good person. You have to consider how you are treating other people. Does that make sense? Okay? And just consider, like, I teach private lessons, and just recently I had a student choose me over somebody else because they felt like this person, even though this person, is extremely experienced, I'm sure they're a great teacher and all that stuff, they march like independent groups and blah, 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 right? But like, this person was perceived as a jerk, okay? Like, not that nice. Okay, so this client chose me instead, right, to teach them private lessons because, let's face it, right, like, as you can see, okay, I am, hopefully you can tell that I'm a nice person, that I'm pretty positive, right, and I don't get down on people, and like, when I do these videos and I do these rants, like, it's not like, you should, like, that's not the vibe I'm trying to give off, right? I'm just trying to, give you some perspective on, what you could be doing, okay, to give yourself like the best chance possible to succeed in this world. Because at the end of the day, it is a people business, okay? Whether that's in drumline, the corporate world, relationships, it's a people business. It's a people thing, okay? And you have to learn how to interact with people, respect people, get along with people to get the most out of them, to get them to follow you, to get them to lead, to have them be led by you, to have them be taught by you, right? It matters. Like, for me as a private lesson instructor, me being a positive person made a difference in this person's choice, okay? So how do you get more gigs, right, to play? Same thing, right? It's like if you're gonna go to a, like a playing gig, whether that's, orchestral or a band, something like that, right? Where it's a paying gig, like, they want to work with people who are cool to work with, and they don't want to work with jerks and assholes and egotistical people. Do you hear what I'm saying, right? So if you are that type of person, I challenge you to look at other aspects of your personality and bring out the positive side of you and have that come out more than your negative, closed off, mean, disrespectful side. Does that make sense, right? Or just kind of like this, very stoic and just, yeah, that was cool. Yeah, that was good. That was okay, I guess. Like that's how I used to teach. Like, yeah, I guess that was all right. Try it again. Do it again. All right, that wasn't very good at all. Yeah, so let's do it again because yeah, you sucked, right? Like, I literally said stuff like that, right? And that's not the way to go. Okay, so cool. Hopefully you guys, can hear what I'm saying in terms of just like, like, if you want more gigs, playing gigs, if you want more teaching gigs, right? If you want to, get in front of people and teach them, right? Parents don't want to see like this super aggro negative person teaching their kids. Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay, so, and then just even if you're a teacher, how you interact with the parents, right? It's like, don't come across as egotistical. Don't come across as like, like you don't care. Like, think of it like a business, right? You want to get on people's good side so that they can work with you a lot easier. Does that make sense? So if you ask, and these are boosters and you need to get some stuff done for them, from them, you need to be nice to them. You need to cater to them. You need to kind of like, like be cool, right? And just respect them from a human level. Don't think you're above, okay, just because of your experience as a experienced marching percussion instructor, caption head, whatever, right? Just see them as another human being, person to person. We're all on equal playing fields. It's all good, chill out, okay? And we will get more done as a society and as an ensemble and as a band, whatever, okay? So cool. Hopefully this video has been helpful. And if you guys like this video, please make sure you do me a huge favor, hit that like button down below. If you have any questions or comments, leave that in the comments down below as well. And if you have not subscribed yet, after I said to subscribe at the beginning of the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, okay? And if you feel like this video could help somebody else out, please make sure you share this video on all your social media platforms so that they can see that being nice is the way to go. You want more gigs? You want more teaching gigs, playing gigs? You want to get chosen to be a session leader? You want people under you to follow you and respect you and get things and have them do things for you? You have to respect them. You have to be nice. You have to be positive, okay? And that's gonna help you out tremendously, I promise you. Okay, cool. Peace out. I'll see you guys in the next one. And I suggest you watch more videos of mine. You can watch more videos over here, and then you can subscribe over here. Peace. Catch you on the next one.